to the Thought Snob Podcast. I'm Paula Swope. Let's get snobby. If you're broke, if you have health issues, if your relationships are a mess, if you're just flat out not happy and it feels like bad luck kind of follows you around, this episode is for you. I'm going to teach you a nighttime ritual that rewires your subconscious mind and brings you into alignment with a better life. And I want you to know something right up front. This won't cost you a dime. I'm not trying to sell you anything. You already have everything you need to do this. God already gave it to you. Now, whatever day you're listening to this episode, I want you to start this routine tonight. Here's why nighttime matters so much. The last few minutes before you fall asleep are crucial. This is your prime time, manifestation time. Don't let anybody tell you any different. This is when your subconscious is wide open. This is when you're programming tomorrow and the next month and the next year. While you sleep, you digest everything, not just your food. This includes your emotions. It's like your subconscious marinates while you're sleeping. So if you spend those last few minutes worrying, you're manifesting what you don't want. If you go to sleep focused on fear, lack, resentment, jealousy, self-pity, okay? That's what you're feeding your subconscious, and your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. It only knows repetition. Your most dominant beliefs become your reality, because your subconscious mind controls, over 90-something% of your behaviors. So, this is life. Like, everyone goes to sleep worried sometimes. That's not the issue here. The danger is consistency. Going to sleep night after night, feeling fearful, worried, and defeated, or whatever the case may be, puts you at significant risk of manifesting a life that looks like pure hell. Now, I have personal experience with this. I know this because I lived it. This is the truth. I used to cry myself to sleep every single night. I did this for about 10 years. It started when I was 18, and it didn't end until I was around 28. Well, I say I cried myself to sleep every single night. I'm sure I didn't do it every single night, but I did it a majority of the time. I felt sorry for myself. I felt trapped. I felt resentful, jealous, ashamed. I felt hopeless. When I woke up in the mornings, I already had a lump in my throat and a knot in my stomach. I woke up with that icky feeling. The anxiety was already there before the day had even started. And at that time, I didn't understand why. Now I do. My entire physiology was corroded with low-frequency emotions: sadness, fear, jealousy, self-pity, resentment, you name it. Raising my vibration took effort. I did a lot of things to change my life. But this nighttime work, this is the most important, and it's the most effective. It's also the hardest, for one reason. Your ego hates change. Your ego wants what's familiar, and what's familiar is focusing on what you don't want, lying in the bed thinking, oh God, worrying over everything. So here's your first step. Awareness. Before you change anything, you need awareness. Awareness is the foundation of all change. I want you to take inventory of the thoughts and feelings you have right before bed. This is non-negotiable. You cannot change what you're not aware of. So ask yourself, what do I typically think about at night? And take inventory of all your thoughts and emotions. Ask yourself, what am I worrying about? What loops keep replaying? Are you having upsetting or draining conversations with someone late at night that fuel this? I want you to work through these questions so you can become aware of what you're feeding your subconscious. Step 2, I want you to use the opposite. So once you notice what you're thinking about, ask one powerful question. What's the opposite of this? Let's say you're worried sick about money, okay? Worrying about money will make everything 10 times worse, especially at bedtime. So, what's the opposite of financial struggle? Abundance. Now, here's the key part. When you hear the word abundance, what images come to mind? Come up with at least three images. They don't have to be fancy, they just have to feel good to you. What does abundance look like to you? Because what abundance looks like to me might not be what abundance looks like to you. So choose three images that really, really resonate with how you feel about having abundance and what abundance will look like in your life. Now, I want you to place those images somewhere you can see them while you're lying in bed. Your nightstand, your wall, even your phone screen. So every time your mind wants to spiral into money worry or any other kind of worry, then you shift your attention to those images. You're interrupting the old program, you're interrupting the pattern of disempowering beliefs. And you can use this for anything. This technique works for everything. If you lie in bed dreading work, like the next work day, stop. Ask yourself, what would your life look like if you didn't have to go to that job that you hate? How would you feel? What would your mornings look like? What would your energy feel like? And create images that represent that life. Do the exact same thing with what I just taught you about the money exercise. Place them where you can see them. This is about reprogramming because your subconscious beliefs, like I said before, control 90-something% of your behaviors. This is why awareness is so incredibly important. You're training your subconscious to expect something better, okay? Now, add sound if you can. If you're someone who can sleep with sound playing, I highly recommend solfeggio frequencies. You can find them easily on YouTube. Tons of free videos. Now, these are healing frequencies, in case you're not familiar. They support nervous system regulation and subconscious repatterning. Now, you can let them play while you fall asleep or turn them off right before you drift off. Either way, they're going to help you. Now, expect some ego resistance. Your ego's going to lose its mind. Now, you may ask, well, why is that? Because the ego, like I said before, thrives on what's familiar, even when what's familiar is miserable, okay? It will try to pull you back into worry. It will throw intrusive thoughts at you. It will tell you, this is stupid. Stay the course. Because here's the truth. You can only think one thought at a time. So when an intrusive thought pops up, interrupt it by looking at those images, okay? Look at your images, shift your focus, do it again and again and again. Repetition is what rewires the brain. Now, here's the payoff. If you can fall asleep thinking about what you want, your life will change dramatically, and so will your dreams. If you constantly dream about fighting with people, or maybe you dream about trying to scream and you can't, or you dream about trying to say something and you can't say it, or you're trying to run but you're stuck, that's your subconscious asking for intervention. This nighttime work is not optional if you want to change. Do this consistently. Be patient, be disciplined. You are reteaching your mind what's possible. And when your subconscious changes, your life follows. Now, this is big time, life-changing, important inner work, most important work you'll ever do. So I want you to use this space here to ask questions and share your experiences as you do this nighttime work. And I'm here to answer your questions. And visit paulaswope.com if you need support. I have tons of resources you can tap into. And my book is one of those, Thought Snob. It's available on Amazon, TikTok Shop, and you can get it from paulaswope.com. So good luck with this. And thank you for being here with me today. And I'll see you next week. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.
The Thought Snob podcast with Paula Swope has been brought to you by Thought Snob Media in association with Special Purpose Studios. All production, mixing, and sound engineering by me, Will Swope. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Please take a few seconds to give us 5 stars and leave a review. See you on the next Thought Snob podcast with Paula Swope.